Hey, good evening. Uh, I hope the stream doesn't blow up because the dashboard here says it's unstable. I'm not sure why. I did have to stop and restart the stream because I left a delay on from when I was streaming Pokemon. So that's exciting. I think my mic is probably also a bit loud because I'm using my headset again, but I think it will sound better than the desk one that I have. I have to figure out the settings for that. And then let me put on some music. Once again, I've got my good old Sonic the Hedgehog Never failed me. Okay, so today I am accomplishing what I thought was impossible, but it was actually not that difficult. I am getting Fitbit integration in my heart rate plugin, because I think that is a thing that people have asked me for many times, and I've assumed it was impossible, because Fitbit does not have an API. But if you get an application loaded onto your Fitbit, which you can actually do, I learned, like this, then you can get data off of it. You just need to have a way to, somewhere to pipe it to, basically, right? So I'm going to be using Unity to spin up a local web server. You punch in your local IP address into your Fitbit here. It'll prompt you for that. And then it will connect to your PC, assuming you're on the same LAN. Oh, hey, Ricky. Perfect timing. I just started. Good evening. You were playing Guilty Gear, right? I'm pretty sure. Welcome. But yeah. So you can make an app for the Fitbit. You can actually sideload apps onto the Fitbit. And as long as it has a place to pipe the data to, you can get the heart rate data off of this thing, even though there's no web API for it. You can make your own. So the trick here is, one, apparently only things prior to the Versa 4 support loading third-party or any applications at all. The latest Fitbit, the newest one, does not support apps whatsoever, which is very funny. It's a huge downgrade, and apparently everybody's complaining about it. And you'll never guess what kind of Fitbit I bought for myself on Black Friday. That's right, the Versa 4. So I actually can't test this on real hardware until I get yet another Fitbit, which I'm not looking forward to doing. It really sucks. I don't know why they've done this. It seems like they're trying to regress in some way. Big shame. But everything prior to the Versa 4, the Versa 3, Sensa, whatever they're all called, do support third-party apps, and you can download them from their app store. So I've actually, as you can see from the simulator here, done most of the hard work of writing the app for the Fitbit, which I can demonstrate here. This is the app. It's JavaScript. They run JavaScript on these things. Can I blow this up a little bit? That's not super readable, but that's fine. It's pretty much a very straightforward thing in Fitbit Studio here. You initialize your heart rate sensor. You add an event listener to it for when it reads the pulse. You update a value. And then I have a post function, which uses the WebSocket. This posts it to the Fitbit app on your phone. And then the phone can do a network call, because the Fitbit itself doesn't have any kind of Wi-Fi. It's just Bluetooth. It has no network connectivity, can't do any kind of wireless stuff beyond Bluetooth. But the companion app on your phone, you can actually get to run whatever JavaScript you want, which seems like kind of a big vulnerability, maybe. I think they've got it kind of clamped down. But yeah, that's basically the process. So you've got your sensor. Every time it reads a new value, we post. The post is relaying a message over WebSocket to the companion app, and then the companion over here, you, on your message, deserialize it. If it's a data message, you have your new BPM, and then we immediately do another post here, which this is an HTTP post. So this will post to whatever URL you pipe in into your settings menu, which in this case would be your local IP address and port, and then it will do a post to the server /Fitbit/ I have to change this. And then that all makes sense and is well and good. So on the Unity side of things, which I will now open up, we have a Fitbit manager, and we've got a script that I've written that spins up a little web server at whatever port you specify. It will intercept basically any events that go to this prefix, and in this case it executes a callback for that event. If I pop open my console here, and I run this thing, and then clear that, and then I fire up the simulator here. We do Fitbit, and I hit run. It should be good there. We give it a quick... I'm not located in Munich. This map is not correct. That's very good to know. Give it a little sweep of data here, and then we go back to Unity. And where's my... Why not happening? Huh. I should be getting console input. But I don't have anything happening right now. I was getting some earlier. How did I get your location? Yeah, you're located dead center there. I was definitely getting data piped through before. But I'm not now. Big clown shoes moment for sure. What's going on here? So the simulator's working. My IP is the same. Is there an error perhaps in the console for the simulator? No, it doesn't say that there is. 600 kilometers off. I'm going to use this to triangulate your location, Denchi. Okay, so let's go back to browser. I must have messed something up somehow. But that's par for the course. Let's uncomment this. I'm gonna... So, basically my biggest concern here so far, though, is I think if I show this to your average user, they're gonna see a thing where VTS heart rate is gonna give them a little password input field that, you know, you can push a button to unhide, and it's gonna be their local IP address, and they're gonna get scared, because I don't think your average person knows that a local IP address is not the same as your global IP address, and that your local IP address is just your address on your LAN. And if viewers saw your local IP address, I don't think they could reasonably track where you live. It can be, but it's typically not. Yeah, but I'm not looking for IPv6, I'm looking for IPv4. So I was thinking about all different ways I could, like, encrypt their IP address with a key of their choosing or something to make it, like, more obscured. But I think that's just needlessly circuitous. Okay, let's get rid of... We don't have the passcode. We don't need that. Let's run this on the simulator. Okay. Looks like it's just not posting. It should be, but it's not. Oh, there we go. Now it's good. And then if I have Unity open, Unity should have a ton of events, but it doesn't. Oh! I'm dumb. I'm very dumb. I have tested this all with my port over here being 8080. It's probably hard to see, which is conveniently the port that VTube Studio uses. And I haven't tested this while I've been VTubing. I was just doing this last night, burning the midnight oil. Let me make this a completely different port. 9,000. And let me change. So it was posting to VTube Studio, I'm guessing. That's what this is. 9,000. Save. That'll be a fun thing also when I have this setting when I set this up in a UI in a little bit. It's going to be very confusing for the user, because then you've got your VTube Studio port. This app has its own API, which has its own WebSocket port, and then I've got this port here, which is going to be different. I shouldn't be crying, though that did hurt when you hit me in the head with the bone. I may have deserved it, but it still hurts. There we go. Scenes, capture groups. I'm dead. Okay, so if I fire this up now, and I go to my simulator and sweep through some values. There we go. So in the simulator, I'm sweeping some values, and they're coming through. I might want this to be on an interval instead of every time it gets a new value. I think it makes more sense. So let's do that, actually. I think I had that yesterday. So let's change how that works. We go back to our browser. One thing I don't like about Fitbit is all of their their development tools are online. Oh yeah, I did have this yesterday. Okay, perfect. So let's just do this instead. So on an interval of every 1 second, we post whatever our value is, instead of every time we get a message. There we go. So like I can't do this offline, which I guess would make it difficult to do deployment, but this takes forever to load this page. It's really, really slow. Like the first time you log in, it takes forever. Okay, so let's do that. Now on the simulator side, sweep the value. And we get 1,000, 100, 100, oh, and Unity. There we go. We're getting our values posted every second like clockwork. Cool, good. So from that, let's expand upon this. I've got this really bare naked section here in Unity. Let's make a UI for this. Close U. To do that, let me see if I remember. I haven't touched this since like October. So let's see if I remember how to do any of this at all. Input modules. This is going to be Fitbit. And then that goes in, where did I put these? It's a UI folder, I think. Yep. Original prefab. Apply. Open this bad boy up and we can start messing around with this. Okay, so we've got our text. So what keys am I pressing that keep triggering my expressions, I wonder? I don't know. That's interesting. I thought they were on my F keys, but I guess not. That's strange. I keep looking over and seeing I've got like a weird look on my face. Okay. So you're gonna have this password input field. This is gonna say something like, where's my example text? I have to populate strings for this as well. Local IP address, which I'll get at a later time. It'll be in a little password field, so it's not always visible. Then we want a place for you to type in a port number. And then we need a drop down for... So, okay, another thing is there's two SDK SKUs currently for Fitbit. There's one which is 6 and one which is 4. I don't know what happened to 5. And each one requires a separate build of the application, which means a different App Store link. What I'm going to do here, I think, is have a drop-down where you select the device of Fitbit you have, and then it will have a button that will take you to that App Store link to download the app onto your Fitbit. So I'll need a drop-down as well. Lots of stuff here. Down. Like that. So do like select your device. So something like that. It'll have a bunch of different options, and then get the app. And I probably want that to be first, getting the app. That. We've got stuff like that, I think is how we want it. And we want a connection indicator, that makes sense. I don't know how we'd know if we're not connected, other than maybe a timeout. Because it's a post, right? So there's no, it's not like a WebSocket where it's a maintained connection. The way I set this up was just that the companion app will do an HTTP post to your IP every second. So I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. What was I looking for? Let me open up my... I have to update the strings file for this, because I've got a lot of text now. I'm suddenly realizing I need to input here. And I gotta make sure I use the correct strings file, because I was just doing a different project that had a lot of different strings for the Amiya birthday project. And here we go. Can I open this in the browser? Okay, cool. We go back to capture groups, browser. Lots of strings, lots and lots of strings. The ones marked in red need retranslation, and I'm about to add even more. We've got like 200-ish lines in here. Very text heavy, shockingly text heavy. But we're gonna add some more. Fitbit title. Those, bit model. Do for the tooltip there. Color these red so that I remember that I have to translate them later. And let me get the Google Docs link for this because I've gotten my Unity thing here. I have a tool to download the strings file. Just need to make sure that it is the right file. Localization strings. Why doesn't it like this? Alright, share link. Share. There we go. Okay, cool. So I've got all my strings now. So this is input. Title. We have to add Fitbit as a possible tooltip type. Fitbit is 110. Wow, that's a lot of different input methods. Now that I'm looking at it, that's what, 9? Or 8? I've got a slider, pulsoid, 2 different ways of doing pulsoid. Reading from a file. I don't have Bluetooth support yet, direct Bluetooth. I've got ANT, heartrate via WebSocket or via Fitbit. That's pretty good. I feel like that's pretty good. And then my tooltip button. It's like not bad. I wish I could get direct Bluetooth working if you have a Bluetooth dongle, but it is very, very fickle. I do not understand why it is so difficult to connect over Bluetooth over Windows, but it just does not work reliably. So that might be the real white whale here. That'd be very nice if I can get that going. Fitbit. Fitbit. Oh, that's right. The button should be blue because I've got a very strong color grammar in here. Anytime there's a save operation or a creative operation, the button is green. Destructive operations are red. And ones that take you externally are blue. Oh, wow. Your thesis about Bluetooth sensor hardware stuff. Can you explain why Windows Bluetooth doesn't work? It's a miracle that Bluetooth works at all as a protocol. But why, if I have a Bluetooth adapter for my USB, is it so difficult to get information and stable connections with devices on Windows? I just don't understand. I guess I'll link to their website. In case somebody doesn't know what a Fitbit is. Now they can know. I need to add a string for that button. That's fine. Oh yeah, low energy Bluetooth is like a second miracle on top of the first miracle. I really don't know how they managed to do it. Fitbit. And then... got my selection drop down, got the actual drop down. I forget where it's been so long since I've actually been in here, and I've done so much more Unity stuff in the past, like, 4 months, that I kind of forget how I set this app up completely. It's under managers. Somewhere I specify all the different input types. Somewhere. Ah. Well, why are they all blank? That's no good. What happened here? That's no good at all. What happened? That's weird. Well, that's good, I guess, that I found that problem. Why are these undefined? Pulsoid. Yeah, Unity just forgetting references is nice. I wonder why it did that. And I'm worried if I, like, messed some other ones up. Okay. And then we need to make a actual Fitbit input module somewhere. That's not in UI though, that's in core? I don't remember how this project is set up at all. It's been so long. Not localization. I don't think. Core. Oh, it's in scripts, that's right. Modules, there we go. Why did I separate these out like this? Input module, cool. Get rid of all that. Jump it up, jump it up. I don't think there's any... Oh, actually, there is data that needs to be saved, the port number. So this will have saved data. Okay. That. Right? It's a float? What the fuck? Oh wait, no, that's right. Alright, let's add a new one. Oh, I'm not even showing VS Code, good lord. Music's good, right? Okay, so we're making a new Fitbit module, heart rate input type here. It actually does have stuff it needs to save. That is going to be the values. Port. Gonna default this to 9,000 for now. And we need to go to our manager here. This is gonna have a private. Like if we look at how we do this for any of our other supported services here, like our Pulsoid manager, we just have a private int like such. We need to make a object to deserialize this body into. So we're going to do serialize field or system.serializable. How do I, what's the naming scheme I do for these? It's like Fitbit payload, is that what I would call this? Result? Yeah, result, I guess. Int value. That, and this needs a getter. Like that. Okay, so that's cool, that works. Probably. Flip it back over to Unity. Go here. Remove the hype rate module. Out with the old, in with the new. Fitbit input module. Label is this one. Type is needs to be redefined. VS Code. Fitbit. So if I pop this over to Fitbit now, hey, check that out. I got my value. And if I swing it over to the companion app here, and I crank this all the way back down, and then go back to Unity, there it is. It works. Now the fun part is all the configuration. What's going on here? Oh, this is supposed to be like a button.
Wow.
Goodness. Wow, indeed, yeah. So that works. The fun part's now getting all these configuration steps. I have to fill in the tooltip and everything. So the plan is going to be, you will have a, as I mentioned before, you're going to have a, this is going to be populated, this is not going to be editable. This is going to have your IP address in it, your local IP. It'll be passworded, so you can only see it when you hold the button. Which, you know, is I think, how it should be. So you've got that. And then there will be another drop-down beneath it for specifying the port. It'll probably look something like this. Well, that's a drop-down, actually. It'll look something like this. This little guy right here. So many ports that this has to deal with. Hey, Densuo. So many ports. I guess, actually, I could get it to just use the same port as the WebSocket, because that's a different protocol. There's no need to manage 3 different port numbers, right? That wouldn't be, like, too confusing, I don't think, would it? We should just do that, actually. Yeah, okay. We should just do that. We should just use this port number. And it'll be displayed here as the thing you can type in. Or actually, it'll just be part of here. It'll just be part of this. That makes sense. And then we need to have a way to configure our little web server to use that port number in the first place. And then I need to fix this. Then, okay, so once you have your... That's the wrong key. Once you have your device also, this needs to be populated with a list of all possible Fitbit devices that we can support. And when you select one, it will change the link for what's supposed to be a button here to the appropriate link that will take you to the Fitbit gallery to get the companion app. What is the button that I'm pressing that keeps making me blush? I don't know. I don't mind. It's fine. But yeah, this needs some restructuring. That's fine. We will get there. Okay, so Fitbit. Why so squished? Alright, we've got that. So it would probably make more sense to do... like that. I think. Okay. That's cool with me. Back to VS Code. So now in our Fitbit manager here, I'm going to need to make a big list of enum. And I don't know the entire list of Fitbit models, but I think we can intuit some of them. Let's look at the browser here. Let's go back to Fitbit Studio. And when I go to build settings, or my package here, rather, I can see that if I'm doing SDK version 6.1, there's the Versa 3 and the Sense. And if I go to 4.3, there's the Ionic, the Versa, Versa Lite, and Versa 2. So I think those are all the devices that need to be in this enum for now. Versa 3. And I think this should be an enum, I think. We've got the Versa 3. Sense. And then Ionic, Versa, Versa Lite, Versa 2. Okay. So we've got our enum here. That's all different Fitbit model types. These are going to need to correspond to a DK version like this. I think that's just I think it's just these two for now. Okay. This shouldn't be ping. This is like receive data. Cool. Then the server side, we've got... This is a class that I wrote, like, almost a decade ago, making a basic web server in Unity. So we've got a prefix here, which is whatever IP port quick server is the prefix that it tries to match for. We don't want that actually out of the box anymore. We want... Actually, hold on. I'm going to need to refer to that. We do that. We're going to need a public. Or let's do private int port. I guess we can default it to 8080, but I'm going to change it in short order. Denshi, when can you tell me more about VNet? Or I think that's what it's called. When is the next news article going to be about that? I was very excited to see it. I'm curious if you've managed to finally achieve what no one else has, and make a secure collab tool, which is what I'm assuming that is. Hey, Paper Joey. Welcome, welcome. So we want to do tell me about VNet, I want to know. Let me in. Alright, spoiler alert. Let me in, I want to know. Where are we even using prefixes here? I think it's pretty obvious. You're right, VNet is the name of the VTube studio VTubing company. Just like Cover Corporation or Any Color, it's going to be VNet. I agree, it's very obvious. Congratulations on finally starting your own agency. Very obvious indeed. BattleNet, yeah. VTuber matchmaking, so you can compete. Oh, I see. This is how I did this. Okay, so we listen for every prefix in the list of prefixes. But we actually don't want to do that. It's just... I think that's what I want. And then instead of prefixes, this becomes suffixes. And we would have it just like that. I think that would work. Let's test. Let's put this to the test. Okay, so the port we said we wanted to be 9,000. The suffixes here would be Fitbit. And then this would be does not appear to have worked. I have broken something, but I'm not sure what. Not sure what. Unable to post the address. Interesting, interesting. You can tell me in DMs. That's scandalous. Get out of my DMs. Okay, so what? It can't post. It's not able to find the URL. So what have I done wrong here? Because it should just take this suffix and the port. And we should be fine. HTTP, blah blah, port slash suffix. Do I need to do another slash here? Does that matter? Apparently that does matter. It needed the trailing slash here, I guess. Interesting. Because now it's happy, it's posting. I can mess around with the value again. We can see it fluctuate in real time. Awesome. Okay. We're getting there, we're getting there. So now I need to populate this dropdown somehow. That's going to be a pain in the ass. I hate populating dropdowns. This one was no fun. This was a real chore. We'll need to get this to be read-only and also have your IP in it. Is that a thing I can do, actually? Can that be made read-only easily? I would assume so. Read-only, yes. Excellent. I think about this song all the time. It's this and Castletown from Sonic 06 that are like my two favorite songs from that game. Okay. Why did that not update? Input Fitbit button download. Yes. So the text for that should be download the companion app. There we go, okay. Currently takes me nowhere, but eventually this will... Oh, and that needs to be blue, I said. That's important. Yeah, I think that should be blue. Blue. I think, actually, now I'm not sure, because like my pulsoid one, login is green. Never mind, I take it all back, it should be green. I gotta stick to a very important sense of color grammar here so people know what they're doing. It was fine the way it was. Okay. So here we need oops. Working handles requests. What does this thread do? Right, don't want to start it automatically, but instead we will do fort. We'll use the same port as the API manager, which means that this needs to initialize after the API. That's easy to do. API is 9th in initialization order. I have an order set for here, so Fitbit manager just needs to be 10. And we should be all set there. Let's move this up for the sake of uniformity also. But it doesn't seem like that worked. Because I'm seeing 0 as my port here, and it should be this value. But it is setting something. It just thinks that this number is 0. But why? Also, anytime that port number changes, we need to have that be reflected here, I would think. Why? Yeah, it's an invalid port. That's no good. Alright, where am I getting my port from for the API server? This.port. Interesting. Oh, never mind. I can't reuse that port, I guess. Even though one's HTTP and one is WebSocket? I think is what this is complaining about. Huh. I think that's what this is complaining about, anyway. I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess I can't. Oh, that's a pain in the ass. I was really hoping I could just use the same port for HTTP and for WebSocket. Okay. Well, okay. Let's belay that for now then, I guess. I'll come back to that later when I'm... It should be possible, right? I'll look that up later. I feel like that's got to be possible. We'll belay that for now. Do that. I want to have a log for when we do that. So we've got a struct for these. In the manager, we're going to need a map. Like that. We're going to want this to be public, or private. Oops. Go. I don't know if there's a better way to do this. I'm thinking I'm going to just have a struct that is a map here. Gives us a string key that we can use to localize the names of these things. And then the correlating SDK that we'll need to link to the app for. Because again, all these different Fitbit models will require a different build of the companion app. 5 and 6. To evolve these. Then in my input module here, that's how I did this, okay. Ooh, this is a good to do. This is janked up, but pulls to check what active input module is so as to make the UI reflect that, etc., etc. Okay. So I've got an update function here, that's interesting. So I'm going to need a new class. I see, I see. Okay. Probably could have just defined this in the UI, but I hate having my logic defined in the UI. Private. Oh, this is not a list, this is a dictionary. Oh, why is this a dictionary? It shouldn't be a dictionary. Okay, well, it populates it, that's cool. Bunch of string not founds, but it is what it is. Hello! You were just in time to watch me continue to struggle. I am actually decently far along getting Fitbit support going for this application here. So I'm pretty happy about that. There we go. I don't know what hotkey I keep hitting that is making me cry. I gotta check my hotkeys again. I keep doing expressions. I'm not sad, I promise. I'm not owned. I'm not mad. Don't write it in the newspapers that I was mad. I'm fine. Yeah, this is for VTube Studio. This is the heart rate tracker. So I'm adding Fitbit support to it, which was harder than you'd think. It involved, let me show you. It involves basically making a companion app for Fitbit that you load onto the watch itself. Hey, sorry. So you load this onto the watch itself. This then beams the heart rate data out of the watch into the app on your phone, because there's a companion app there that's just like the Fitbit app. And then that does a post to your local web server, which is what I'm building in Unity here. And so you can get all of that handled and squared away without needing to rely on a third-party server of any kind. It just goes straight from your Fitbit to your phone, to your PC, assuming you're on LAN, and everything is golden. Okay, so let me add strings for these so that I can verify that this is working. In the Fitbit manager here. Oh, I guess I have to just make a new row for all of these. That's going to be a pain. Yeah, it's a whole chain of apps. It's a big, big pile. But basically what's going to happen is when you boot up my app here, it'll give you a button to download the companion app onto your Fitbit based on what model you have of Fitbit. Once you have that, you'll be prompted on the Fitbit watch itself to type in your local IP address. Obviously, you don't want to do that on stream, though it is just your local one for your LAN and not your worldwide global address. But you do that off stream or whatever, you get it set up. Then your Fitbit's companion app can beam its heart rate data to your PC, and you complete the cycle and everything works great. You get the idea. I'm glad to hear it. Okay, let's see. I gotta plug in the names for all the different models. The other thing is, every model of Fitbit requires a different build of this companion app, because they all have different development environments. I am typing in strings right now. I can show you. There's two. Yeah, I mean that's the plugin. Yeah, exactly. But in terms of getting specifically data from Fitbit, it's a much longer tool chain. If you wanted to use just a normal, not Fitbit heart rate monitor, it is much easier. You don't have to go through nearly as many hoops. Okay, so if I pull my latest strings, does the drop down look correct now? Let's find out. Yes! They're all here. Gang's all here. Perfect. So then when you pick one of those, it would change the button on the companion app, I think. So that's good. So then in the input here, or actually, how about... Yeah, I mean, that's all Fitbit does. It's a fitness tracker. It's just a pain to deal with because it's what's called a closed garden. Walled garden. They don't, you have to be inside their ecosystem, basically. There's no, like, web API to freely get this information. Does this work? Okay, it does work. Cool. So then when I get a new... when we set the value here, you'd want to go to the module here. Okay, so then we'd have this will eventually go to the Fitbit app gallery. These are just placeholders for now, but, you know, it is what it is. And this other one will make you go to Fitbit's website. Why not? For now. Eventually, these will be the two different gallery links, so you can download the app. The idea is when you choose which device you have, it will then change a button that will take you to the correct version of the app to download. Okay. How do I want to connect this then back to... Actually, what I want to do is move that to the manager, I think. Alright. So when you change the dropdown, it will inform the manager of the SDK you're using. Then the UI front end here will have its button call out to the manager whenever you click it to figure out where that button is supposed to take you. So let's plug that in. Fitbit input module. Go to App Gallery. Cool. And then if I change this to an older one, excellent, that seems to be working. Cool, okay. Almost all working. In, like, the broad strokes, anyway. So you can choose from the drop-down what device you have. There's a button you can click. We can change the URL based on the thing that you have in the drop-down. That works good. The actual part where it gets fed the heart rate data is working. Once again, I can go back to my companion app in the simulator here and mess around with the value, and then go back to Unity, and we can see that the value has changed accordingly. Very, very cool. I need to get this to display your IP, and we need to have a port input setting here as well. Though I really want to try and use the same one as the WebSocket server. I feel like there's got to be a way to do it. I'll have to do some research off stream for that, I think. So overall, this is very close to working. Once I publish the companion apps on the gallery, I can probably start rolling out betas for this in short order. Oh, and I need to fill in the tooltip for how this all works. Very cool. I'm rather pleased with this, actually. Oh, duh! That's what keeps triggering my expressions. I keep being like, huh, that's weird. What hotkey do I have? Huh, what key am I pressing that makes my dumb expressions happen? It's because I keep flipping around my fake heart rate. That's why I keep crying. I'm so dumb. Why don't I realize? I'm literally working on an application that controls these hotkeys, and Eidolon and Demian literally said faster heart rate equals new expression, and I just thought they were trying to explain, like, what my project does, not, like, what was happening to me. I'm so dumb. And yet, here we are. But yeah, it works. It all works good. I'm actually, like, really pleased with how close this is to being complete. Oh, and I'm not sure how I want this to work. The little connection indicator. I am a fool. Because right now it's a post request, right? So if it just doesn't receive a post in a while, should we assume we're disconnected? Have, like, a timeout? Maybe? I don't know how it would know, though. Because, like, it's not a constant back and forth connection. It's just like, have you received a piece of data in a while? I figured HTTP made sense for this thing because it's omnidirectional. There's no need for bidirectional connection. I don't want to have to worry about re-establishing a socket connection if it times out or whatever. I just have it continually try and post to a URL, and that seems like that is sufficient here. It does it at a regular interval. I might have it be a configurable interval, I'm not sure. But yeah. Let's get this connection indicator working, and then I will probably call it a day. The rest of the stuff I can do easily off stream. and I'll be pretty pleased with myself. So to accomplish that, we're going to go back to our manager, and we're going to do an update function. Simple timer. Every time we receive data, we refresh our timer. Every update frame, we subtract time from it. If it ever times out, we are no longer connected. So then in our input module here, we have a how do I do this for, like, hybrid? Huh? Oh. I'm confused. Set status. Oh, I'm dumb. Think that will work. Every frame we check if we've got a timer that's still going. We say we're connected or disconnected accordingly. So let me make sure I pipe this through to the correct object. Status indicator down here. Yeah, there we go. And if I were to stop this, or to stop the companion app, say rerun it with a, or change my settings to use a different port, it will eventually time out. There we go, disconnected. Yeah, the music's from Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a DJ album. Very, very good. Cool, okay, that works. Change this back to 9,000. And we're connected again. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm quite pleased with this. This is like really coming along. So I think I'm probably going to call it there because it's been like a solid hour and 40 something minutes. This is like most of the way done. So the things again on my to-do list, I've got to fill in my tooltip, easy to do. I have to publish this companion app. I gotta actually make sure that I can publish this on their gallery. Then once I do that, I will take the gallery URL and make this button go to it according to the version of device you have. So we already have the logic to switch different URLs based on this device. That's easy. I need to make this fill-in show your local IP address here. Only visible when you hold the password button. You will then punch that into your companion app so that it can connect to your PC when you are on LAN. And I need to see if I can get the port number that is used for the same API server to be used, because I don't see any value in having all these different kinds of ports. It'd be very, very nice if I could streamline it and just have the port be the port. And that I will include that as part of the IP string here, ideally. And then you'd be all set. Everything's good to go. It's a very manageable to-do list. So I'm going to go ahead and save. Put UI. I commit my changes. And now I will find someone to raid. Who's it gonna be? Who's the lucky individual that I'll dump my kids on here? Twitch.tv, who's on? We are going to go watch some Minecraft. Enjoy another type of constructive stream. Raid. P. UFO. I'm going to send you guys to my friend Pia. She is currently playing Minecraft. I don't know exactly what she's doing. I think it's a collab, so go be nice. She's part of Kawa Entertainment, which is a pretty cool, relatively indie outfit of English-speaking VTubers. She's located in Japan, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. I wish you all the best. I will probably see y'all sometime this weekend, maybe to wrap this up or do something different. And I've also got a collab coming up on Thursday with streamer. Let's make sure I got the username right. Sari Pendragon. There we go. Yeah. Shout out. I'm going to be doing a Pokemon VGC series with Sari here on their channel. I might stream my perspective as well if it's a thing that there's value of, but I'll probably just be on their channel. No need to split the viewers. So check them out. That'll be Thursday at, I think, 7 or 8 p.m. EST. We'll both tweet about it, so find out about it there. Until then, though, bonus era, and good night.